gacchami Dhammam saranam gacchami Sangham saranam gacchami Jhaya bhikkhu Māca pamādo mā kāmagune bhamassu cittam mā loha guli giling pamattu mā kandi dukkha midanti dahyamanu. Jhaya bhikkhu, bhikkhus, monks, practice, develop jhana, develop their concentration. Jhaya bhikkhu, Māca pamādo, do not be heedless. Māca pamādo. Mā kāma gune bhamassu cittam, do not let your mind work on sensual pleasures, on sensual pleasures. Mā kāma gune bhamassu cittam. Mā loha guli giling pamattu, do not swallow red hot ball of iron ball once gone to the state of perdition, woeful state. Ma loha guli giling pamattu, ma kandi dukkha midanti dahyamanu, do not cry when it is burning, when saying, oh, it is burning, oh, it is suffering. Do not cry so. Friends, this is how the Buddha emphasized the need of practicing jhana, concentration, meditation. We all have to take this word seriously and practice the Dhamma, practice meditation more and more. Today is the second day of our retreat. Bhante ji, yesterday in his talk, he mentioned about different types of knowledge, which I want to explain today, little bit about knowledge. Therefore, today for this Dhamma talk, our topic is Jhana and Nyana. Jhana and Nyana. Jhana means concentration. Nyana means knowledge. Concentration and knowledge. Let's first come to understand what jhana is. First of all, I should say, here we talk not about the jhana explained in Visuddhimagga or Abhidhamma, which are not the real words of the Buddha. These jhanas are from Hinduism or either from pre-Buddhist practice in India. There are something lacking in this jhana. There are something lacking. So this means pre-Buddhistic jhana and the Buddha's real jhana are not exactly the same. We can now understand the difference a little bit later. Jhana means imperturbable state of mind. Imperturbable state. Imperturbability. Collectedness of mind. Non-distractedness of mind. Tranquility, serenity or concentration. You see, there's a range of meaning. Quite difficult to give a particular one English term. No sufficient English equivalent for this term jhana. The Buddha has taught us 4 different jhanas. Jhanas, as the Buddha has taught in the discourses, we want to understand this clearly. You might have heard that the Buddha practiced jhana under the different teachers. As the Buddha went forth as an ascetic, he seeking after what is kusala, what is wholesome, skillful. He went forth and eventually he came to a teacher named Alara Kalama, where he practiced jhana. It's true, he practiced jhana. He said, Alara Kalama has confidence, Shraddha. I also have Shraddha. That's how he contemplated. Alara Kalama has Shraddha. I also have Shraddha, confidence. Alara Kalama has Virya, energy. I also have energy, Virya. Alara Kalama has mindfulness. I also have mindfulness. Alara Kalama has concentration. I also have concentration. Alara Kalama has wisdom, panya. I also have wisdom. Like that he compared this. What are these? These are the faculties, 5 faculties. But when he learned this jhana, what he learned, what he was taught there were the jhana, those who practiced before the Buddha. You know, even before the Buddha, thousands of rishis, yogis, they practiced jhana. They entered 4 jhanas, 4 material jhanas, and then 4 immaterial attainments. But no nibbana, no way to attain nibbana. That is what is lacking. There is something lacking, that is why. So the ascetic Siddhartha practiced this jhana, first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, and then infinite of space, infinite of consciousness, and then nothingness under this teacher. No attainment of enlightenment. No way to eradicate defilements. Thereafter, having understood the fruitlessness of being there any longer, he went forth and he met another teacher, Uddaka Ramaputta, where he was taught neither perception nor non-perception. Up to that, even there, he did not find a way to escape from this samsara. Therefore, he gave up that practice also, having understood the fruitlessness of that, and he then went forward. Then he met some friends practicing severe austerities, especially 5 group of monks together. They were practicing there. When he went there, they suggested him to practice austerities, as it is the way to attain enlightenment, to eradicate defilements. Then he started to practice severe austerities. For 6 years he practiced. Finally, he thought, oh, this itself is fruitless, meaningless. Eventually he said, I gained nothing, but my body became almost a skeleton. That is what I gained. By practicing 6 years, that means he gained nothing by practicing severe austerities. That is an extreme. That is what is called self-mortification. Buddha gave up. Later on, Buddha gave up this. So having given up this, the Buddha contemplated upon another way. He thought, is there another way? Another way to practice? Then only it hit upon his mind that how he practiced. When he was around age 5, he practiced under a rose apple tree, where he practiced jhana, the first jhana. He entered the first jhana and he experienced that bliss, but he couldn't continue by that time. Now this time it hit upon his mind that it must be the way. Thereafter he started to practice real jhana. Those are the Buddha's jhana. Jhana, we have to understand the purpose of jhana. Simply practicing jhana, the material jhana and immaterial attainments, all the way to all these 8 attainments, no way to escape. If you simply practice this jhana, you will be another very good Brahmin or a very good Rishi who is practicing this jhana and attainment. Abhinya, you can gain some types of worldly knowledge as well. But that is not the teaching of the Buddha. Buddha wanted to tell us something new. In the Salleka Sutta of the Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta number 8, Salleka, effacement, complete eradication of defilement. Buddha said, some people believe that it is the eradication of defilement, that attainment of jhana, the first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, the fourth jhana, the material jhana, and then immaterial jhana, attainment, 4 immaterials. Buddha said, all these, whatever jhana, these are, the purpose of this jhana is peaceful abiding here, peaceful living here. That is the purpose of this jhana, simply if you practice jhana. The purpose of jhana is not that. The Buddha very clearly taught us the purpose of jhana is switched to insight. That is the way. That is the way. As the Buddha practiced when he was very young, at the age of 5, he understood this. He got the taste of jhana. And that is why he recollected this later on and practiced accordingly. Now, friends, let's understand this jhana, the difference between, some differences between the Hindu or pre-Buddhistic jhana and the Buddha's jhana. How to enter jhana. In the discourses, Buddha very clearly said how to enter jhana. What are the factors? Buddha said, I want to use Pali. I use Pali and I give English meaning. That is how I talk. So don't be afraid of Pali. Buddha said, Vivicheva kamehi. You have to understand this word by word. Then we can understand better. Vivicheva kamehi. Kama. What is kama? Sensual pleasures. It is included sexual pleasures as well. Having sexual pleasures, you cannot enter jhanas. That is why, friends, we have to observe 8 precepts, where you find the 3rd precept as not as kamesu michachara, not as refraining from sexual misconduct. That is your daily precepts. When you practice jhana, you have to observe completely refrain from all sexual activities. That is called abrahmacharya veramani sikkapadang samadhyami. That is how you all observe 3rd precepts. So, Vivicheva kamehi. First of all, you have to be secluded from kama, sensual pleasures and sexual pleasures. That is the first thing to be done. By this time, you have to subdue your hindrances. There are 5 hindrances: sensual desire, ill will, laziness and sleepiness, restlessness and doubt. These are called 5 hindrances. These 5 hindrances are compared to 5 different bowls of water. Suppose there are 5 different bowls of water. The purpose of bowl of water is to see your face. Those days, no mirror. People use bowls of water to see their face. So, suppose there are 5 different bowls. The first one, when you go to see your face, it is full of colors. Colors. Since it is colorful, you cannot see properly. You cannot see your face. Just like that, whenever you have sensual desire in your mind, you cannot practice jhana. You have to subdue this. Secondly, when you go to the second one, it is boiling. Water is boiling. Ill will. Where again you cannot see your face in it. Just like when you have anger, ill will, you cannot practice jhana. Third, when you go to the third bowl of water, which is moss, which is full of moss, you cannot see your face. Then it's just like your mind. When the mind is sleepy, lazy, you cannot practice. You have to subdue it. And then you go to the fourth one, which is full of agitated, rippling. You cannot see your face. You have to calm down. Agitation, not agitated. Then finally the fifth one, it is muddy water. Since it is muddy water, you cannot see your face. Just like that, when you have doubt, it's like muddy. In your mind is clouded, you cannot practice jhana. So you have to calm down, you have to subdue these 5 hindrances. With that you have to give up all sensual and sexual pleasures. Vivicheva kamehi means that. Then, secondly, vivicha akusalehi dhammehi. Vivicha akusalehi dhammehi. Akusala means kusala, unwholesome. What are unwholesome? There are 10 unwholesome. If you kill, killing is unwholesome. You have to refrain from killing. Killing is unwholesome. Stealing is unwholesome. Sexual misconduct is unwholesome. False speech is unwholesome. Malicious speech is unwholesome. Harsh speech is unwholesome. Frivolous talk is unwholesome. Covetousness is unwholesome. Then ill will is unwholesome. Wrong view is unwholesome. You have to refrain from these unwholesome things. That is why the Buddha said, akusalehi dhamme, vivicha akusalehi dhammehi. Now, vitakka and sankappa, as yesterday Bhante clearly explained the difference, like both sankappa and vitakka are the same. When you have this concept, vitakka, you are on the path, not only here, from the very beginning. Without right understanding, we cannot practice jhana. Right understanding is the first. That means the Noble Eightfold Path is together with jhana. So, vitakka, savitakka, savichara, then vichara is examining. Savitakka, thoughts. Then savicharam. Applied thought and sustain thought. This is what I said here. Vitakka, vichara, savitakam, savicharam. Viveka jang, viveka. Viveka is detachment. By this time, you had to give up your desire to acquisitions. That is, then you can have viveka, kaya viveka, bodily detachment, and chitta viveka, both. Here, by this time, you should have these both. Then viveka jang means born. Viveka jang, piti sukhang. Those are the characteristics, factors of the first jhana. Viveka jang, piti sukhang. As you have detachment, you have both piti and sukha, rapture and happiness. Piti sukhang. With that you enter the first jhana. You see, now this is very clear. When we come to the other types of jhana, there are some factors. We repeat as parrots, we repeat sometimes. Vitakka, vichara, piti, sukha, ekaggata. Here the Buddha's word is clear. No ekaggata there. What is ekaggata? Ekaggata means one-pointedness. That is absorption, which are taught from Visuddhimagga. Absorption. No absorptions. When you go to the second jhana, the Buddha said, Vitakka vicharanam vupasama. Having given up both vitakka and vitakka vicharanam vupasama, ajjattang sampasadanam, internal confidence. You have very good confidence. You have confidence that you can attain this jhana. That confidence is there. That determination is there. You have very clear confidence in the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Ajjattang sampasadanam, chetaso ekodibhavam. In the jhana, the Buddha's jhana, no ekaggata, but ekodibhava. These two are two different things. In the second jhana, you find ekodibhava, means collectedness of mind, unification of mind, not one-pointedness, but unification, collectedness of mind. As you practice jhana, your mind is collectedness, in the state of collectedness, and in the state of non-distractedness. Chetaso ekodibhavam, avitakkam, avicharam. Having given up both, now you enter the second jhana. When you go to the third jhana, pityacha viraga. Now you give up piti as well. Pityacha viraga, upekhakocha viharati, satocha sampajano. This is the very important fact. There are very important factors here. No in other types of jhana. What are the factors? Pityacha viraga, upekhakocha viharati, satocha sampajano. Sato and sampajano both are here. What is lacking in other types of jhana is this clear comprehension. Sato is mindfulness, sampajana is clear comprehension. In other types of jhana, you don't find this clear comprehension. Why? No mindfulness. In other types of meditation, other types of jhanas, such as in Visuddhimagga, jhana in Visuddhimagga, they don't emphasize the need of mindfulness. Without mindfulness, how can you attain Nibbana? How can you eradicate defilement? how can you switch to insight, vipassana? Mindfulness is very much in significance. So in this third jhana, you find both mindfulness and clear comprehension together with equanimity. So all the three are there. That is what is noble one said, living happily, peacefully. Then when you come to the fourth jhana, when you enter the fourth jhana, sukhasya cha pahana, dukkasya cha pahana, having given up both happiness and pain, pleasure and pain both given up. Sukhasya cha pahana, dukkasya cha pahana, pubbeva somanassa domanassanam attangama, having given up both joy and grief, having given up all this. Sukhasya cha pahana, dukkasya cha pahana, pubbeva somanassa domanassanam attangama. Then addukkam, no dukkha, asukam, no sukha, but full of equanimity and full of mindfulness. Your equanimity and mindfulness both are very well developed. They have come to the brim, come to the apex. That is the fourth jhana. This is what is called crossroad. Now you have come to a crossroad. There you can switch to either insight or samatha to gain different types of knowledge. Let's now understand what is Nyana. So far we talk about Jhana. Now let's talk about Nyana. Nyana means knowledge. Nyana, we talk about Nava Maha Vipassana Nyana. 9 great insight knowledge, which are not in the discourses. Not in the discourses, original discourses. No Nava Maha Vipassana Nyana, as taught from the Visuddhimagga and Abhidhamma. And then some people talk about, now they talk about 73 types of Nyana. Tesatya Nyana. Now it is a famous puja, big puja, colorful puja, which are not appreciated by the Buddha. These jhanas are not to be offered something, not to be performed puja in the name of jnana. What is the difference between jnana and panya? Jnana means knowledge, panya means wisdom. Jnana is knowledge. Knowledge can be shared with others, can be communicated. You can gain these things, jnana. But wisdom arises when you meditate, not as information, but as experience through your meditation. It is through your experiential wisdom you can experience the Dhamma. That is true wisdom. In other words, vipassana. Panya and vipassana are synonyms. Panya, wisdom, and vipassana or insight are synonyms. So these are to be understood properly. Referring to jnana, the Buddha practiced jhana and gained 3 types of jhana, which are called 3 vidya. In the Bhaya Bhairava Sutta, Sutta number 6, Majjhima Nikaya, Bhaya Bhairava Sutta, fear and dread. Sutta name Fear and Dread. He explained while he was in the woods thicket, fear arose in him, dread arose in him when something happened in the thicket jungle, some types of sounds. Sometimes the sounds of a bird. Sometimes a bird like peacock sit on a dead branch, then the branch breaks and he gets fear, dread. And sometimes a deer comes around, then he has fear, dread. The Buddha, what he did? He said, what I did was, I then, being afraid, I wanted to understand what is going on. Therefore, I went to see that place. When I go to see that place, I can then clear up everything, and can understand what exactly happened. With that, he dispelled his fear, dread. Where he said, he practiced jhana. What are the jhana he practiced? These 4 jhanas. I want to mention that in the Abhidhamma there are 5 jhanas instead of 4. But in suttas, nowhere you find 5 jhanas. Those are the differences. Therefore, we have to understand this clearly. So, as he practiced jhana, he said, when he practiced jhana, his mind was very well concentrated. Concentrated mind, he said, my mind was concentrated, purified, bright, very clear, malleable, workable, wieldy. Then this mind, I directed my mind to see my previous lives. That is what is called Pubbhe Nivasa Nussati Nyana. That is the Jhana. He gained the first knowledge. What is the knowledge? The ability to understand his previous lives. He contemplated 1 life, 2 lives, 3 lives, 4, 5, 10, 50, 100, 1,000, 100,000, then millions, trillions, eons of lives, how he lived in the past. That is the knowledge. That is the knowledge. That is the first knowledge he gained, he said. Then secondly, while he was practicing in the midnight, he got another knowledge. That is the knowledge to see how beings are born to this world and how they depart here and are born in some other realms. Beings come from other realms and born here. Then they depart here and go to other places. Some beings are born in different realms. Beautiful, ugly, low-full state and high levels like that. He saw this. That is called Chuttupapata Nyana. Chuttupapata Nyana or Dibba Chakku Nyana. That's the second knowledge he gained. You see, these are knowledges. Different types of knowledge he gained. He gained 3 types of knowledge. Then at dawn he gained another knowledge which is called Asavakhaya Jnana. Asavakhaya. Asava means stain. Khaya means breaks, destroy. So destroying all taints. That is the knowledge. Where he understood clearly. As it is, he understood what unsatisfactoriness is, what dukkha is. Then what is the cause of dukkha? The cessation of dukkha and the path leading to the cessation of dukkha. He understood this as they are with this knowledge. That is through vipassana. Then he understood taints. taints as taints asava. Then he understood the cause of taint, and the cessation and the path leading to the cessation of taints. With that, he understood that he has come to liberation. He realized liberation. And he said, he understood that the birth is stopped, birth is destroyed, no more birth. Khina jati. Vusitam brahmacharyam. I lived the whole life. Katang karaniyam, done what had to be done. Katang karaniyam, na parangittattayati pajana. So he realized that he will not come to be born here again. That is the knowledge. Those three are called three vidya. He realized this Dhamma, this teaching. So the Buddha very clearly taught these three vidya as the enlightened ones. All enlightened ones should have these three knowledge, three types of knowledge, three vidya. Then, when we talk about knowledge, there are some other types of knowledge. Even those are called worldly knowledge. Why they are called worldly? These 5 types of knowledge can be gained even by practicing 4 jhanas as taught in pre-Buddhist teachings. You don't want to practice vipassana to gain these different types of knowledge. These are given in the discourses as well, like such as Samanya Phala Sutta, the fruit of contemplative life, where the Buddha explained these 5 different types of knowledge together with some similes. Let's understand this as well. The first knowledge one can gain as the result of practicing first, second, third and fourth jhana. The first knowledge is called supernormal power or miraculous power. You can gain a knowledge to perform miracles. What are the miracles? You can perform different things, such as you can go through the air cross-legged. You can go through the air. You can go through any wall, any parapet wall. You can go through without disturbance. You can immerse on the earth like you immerse in water. You can go on water without breaking the surface. Such things. Even you can touch the moon and the sun. All those are called miracles, miraculous power, through miraculous power. Buddha gave a simile. Buddha said, this is like a potter who makes pots and do some carvings. Maybe he makes some arts as he likes. Or ivory carver who makes ivory, beautiful things he carves. He carved different arts in the ivories. So such things as he wishes, he can do all these things. Just like that, the person who has this power, this knowledge, can perform many different types of things, performances. That is called supernormal power. Secondly, Buddha said, one can gain a knowledge to listen to the sounds hear near or far, humans or divine, that knowledge, that is what is called clear audience. Ability to listen to sounds, far, near, any sound. That is, the simile given in the sutta is just like the skillful drum beater. Listen to the sound of a drum. He can understand, he can recognize what type of drum is that, such as whether it is a kettle drum, whether it is a small drum, whether it's a big drum, or whether it's a conch, symbols like that. He recognizes all these because he is a skillful person. Just like that, the one who has that ability, that knowledge, can listen to sounds and recognize things as they are. That is the second knowledge. Then the third one is the ability to read others' mind. Parachitta Vijanana. Nyana. Ability to read others' mind. When you gain this knowledge, you can read others' mind as well. Your mind as well as others' mind. When the other's mind is affected by lust, you can understand that it is affected by lust. When it is not affected by lust, you can understand as it is. When it is affected by hate, you can understand as it is hateful mind. When it is deluded mind, you can understand that. When it is surpassed mind, you can understand as it is surpassed. When it is unsurpassed, you can understand that it is unsurpassed. When it is concentrated, you can understand it is concentrated. When it is unconcentrated, not concentrated, you can understand as it is. Like that, you can read others' mind. A simile given. But they said, it is just like the person goes to the mirror to see his reflection, to see his body. He can see his face, his body, whatever defects, whatever to be adjusted, you can see it as it is when you are in front of the mirror. Just like that, you can see others' mind. That is the third knowledge. Then the fourth one is you can develop, you can gain the knowledge to see how beings are born to this world and how beings passed away and are born somewhere else. Then that is, the Buddha compared that to a person who is standing on a two-storied building which is close to the crossroad. When the person is on the top of the house, on the balcony, you can see how people come into the house. And then you can see how people go out of the house. Just like that, you can see how beings come to this world and how beings depart here and are born somewhere else. That is another knowledge. Then the fifth one is ability to understand previous lives. It was compared to a person like pilgrims. Suppose a pilgrim goes to a pilgrimage, and after a couple of days he comes back, and then people when ask where you went, where you stayed, what type of food you gained, you took, and like that, when a question, he says, I went from here to there, then there to there, then from there further to this place, then I eat this type of food, I stayed in this like places like that. He tells us all things happened during his pilgrimage. Just like that, we can understand our own previous lives and tell this to others. That is another knowledge. Those are called 5 abhinya, pancha abhinya, 5 high knowledges. But these are not for vipassana, no vipassana. Buddha had these knowledges, these different types of knowledge, but not enough. What is specialty, what is unique of the Buddha is he realized another knowledge which is called complete eradication, complete destruction of all taints. That is the knowledge that he discovered. He realized Asavakkaya Nyana, through which he completely eradicated all defilements. Those are called 6 types of knowledge. Chalabhinya. Once the Buddha said in the Anguttara Nikaya, Anguttara 5, Buddha said, monks, being alert and mindful, practice concentration, immeasurable concentration. Samadhin bhikkave bhaveta appamanang nipaka patissata. Monks practice immeasurable concentration, being alert and mindful. When you practice in this manner, you can gain 5 types of knowledge. 5 types of knowledge. What are the 5? These 5 types of knowledge you can gain here in this very world as personal. These are personal types of knowledge. What are the 5 knowledge? They said, you can understand that this concentration is presently pleasant and in the future it has pleasant result. That is the first knowledge that you can gain. Secondly, you can understand this concentration is noble and spiritual. Noble and spiritual. That is the second knowledge that you gain. Thirdly, you can understand that this concentration is not practiced by low persons, by fools and wise. This concentration is not practiced by low persons. Then you can understand the fourth one. You can understand this knowledge is peaceful and sublime. Peaceful and sublime. That's a knowledge. Then the fifth one, you can understand this knowledge. I enter this knowledge mindfully and I emerge from this concentration mindfully. Those are the 5 types of knowledge that you can gain if you practice being alert and mindfulness. Friends, you see here, Buddha very clearly said the importance of mindfulness. When we practice, we have to have mindfulness. Whenever we have mindfulness, we have insight. We have wisdom as well. So wisdom, mindfulness, equanimity, all these are work together. That is how we practice this Dhamma in tandem, both serenity and insight. So this is the way. This is the way. Buddha taught us to practice Jhana in order to switch to insight. Bhante ji, yesterday, he emphasized, he himself said that when you enter Jhana, even the first Jhana, you can switch to insight. If you can switch to insight, then you can get the real benefit of practicing this Dhamma. There's a discourse in the Majjhima Nikaya named Attaka Nagara Sutta. Attaka Nagara, where a person named Dasama came to meet Venerable Ananda. While Venerable Ananda was dwelling in Vaishali, he came to Venerable Ananda and asked, Bhante, is there a particular one thing taught by the Buddha to completely eradicate defilements and attain enlightenment? Is there one particular way? He asked. Then Venerable Ananda said, yes. He pointed out how to enter the first jhana. When you enter the first jhana, what is to be done? Venerable Ananda said, enter the first jhana and switch to insight. Try to see that this jhana, this bliss itself is impermanent, unsatisfactory, without a self. This is not mine. This is not me, not myself. You see like that. Then you can eradicate defilements and attain Nibbana. That is the one thing the Buddha said. Venerable Ananda said this. Then Venerable Ananda further said, enter the second jhana. Do the same thing. Enter the third jhana. Do the same thing. Enter the fourth jhana. Do the same thing. And then he further said, practice, develop metta and switch to insight. Practice, develop karuna, compassion. Do the same thing. Switch to insight. Mudita, practice, develop mudita, appreciative joy. Do the same thing. Switch to insight. Then upekha, practice, develop upekha and switch to insight. So he gave 8. Then further he said, practice infinite of space and switch to insight. Then practice infinite of consciousness and switch to insight. Practice nothingness and switch to insight. 11 methods. He asked only one. Venerable Ananda gave 11 methods. Then being elated, delighted, he said, oh Bhante, wonderful, it's marvelous Bhante. It's just like a person seeking one door to a treasure house. He is shown 11 different doors to enter it. Or when the house is on fire, seeking a door, one door to escape. We are showing 11 different doors, just like that Bhante. You explained this Dhamma, wonderful and marvelous. He became elated. He became delighted by listening to these 11 methods. Where you see, these jhanas to switch to insight. That is the purpose of practicing jhana. Now jnana, of all jnana, the best jnana are the 4 noble truths. 4 noble truths are jnana. Where the Buddha compared this to jnana, it is in the path, no other place. It is in the path, Noble Eightfold Path. You know, when you practice Noble Eightfold Path, when you come to the 8th factor, 8th factor is the Samma Samadhi. What is Samma Samadhi? That is rightly developed, rightly concentrated for jhana. Samma Samadhi, which is called right noble right concentration. Arya Samma Samadhi. How this becomes Samma Samadhi? The eighth factor, how it becomes Samma Samadhi? It becomes Samma Samadhi with the support of the first 7 factors of the path. Without Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, Samma Vacha, Samma Kammanta, Samma Ajiva, Samma Vayama, Samma Sati, no Samma Samadhi, no right concentration. When we develop right concentration, what happens? The path, as we know, the Eightfold Path is finished. We come to the end of the path. But path is not finished. It is the path for the trainee. The Buddha said, it is the path for trainee who are trainees. Stream enterers, once returners, and non-returners. They are called trainees. Sekha. So the Eightfold Path is the path for seekers. The Arahant's path is different. When one becomes an Arahant, the enlightened ones, one realizes another knowledge. That is called right knowledge. Samma Nyana. That is the 9th factor of the path. Now the path becomes 9 factors path. With 4 noble truths, which are called right knowledge. Those are the best. As the Buddha said, of all roads, of all paths, noble path is the best. Magga Nattangiko Setto, of all paths, noble Eightfold Path is the best. Then, of all truth, 4 noble truths are the best. So they are the real knowledge. Samma Nyana. So friends, if we practice, develop Samma Samadhi, right concentration, right knowledge, is definitely we gain right knowledge. Then with the support of right concentration and right knowledge, we come to the end of the path as the 10th factor being Samma Vimukti, right liberation. That is the complete eradication of all defilements and attainment of enlightenment. So friends, this is why we need to practice more and more. We need to practice Jhana and need to switch Jhana to Vipassana so that one day we can realize real peace, real happiness of Nibbana. May we all attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.